Wafa Wafa, 8 million up for grabs this weekend. Bloemfontein Celtic look to upset Orlando Pirates at Durban's iconic Moses Mabhida Stadium. Yo, Banele, I'm thinking of notes.
Hey, what a game. I think it's again MTN8 Final at Moses Mabhida. I mean, even when there's no fans, we'd expect them maybe to play at the Highveld. But again,
this is Wembley.
I mean, this is the South African Wembley. So yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting game. But I'm just worried about if for me, Bloemfontein Celtic coming into this game. I know what they're capable of. I know what they've done in the past, especially last season in the bio bubble. They were absolutely fantastic. But this season, they haven't really like convinced me that much. Yes, they've done extremely well to get in the final, but I haven't really been convinced about how they've started in the league.
Is it because of the team selection? I mean, that's why I personally am drawing a line through some of the recent results. We saw in the CAF Confederations Cup, they were playing the young imports, so the goalkeeper. We saw him in the Kosafa Cup. Palane should return for the final as well for Celtic. So I think their team selection has, I think John Maduka has been resting some players because of the 8 million up for grabs.
I think also, yeah, you can say, and I mean, knowing that this is going to be a short season, I think is starting to like ease some players into the team. So you don't want things like fatigue and injuries creeping in. I mean, if we make example of the Kaizer Chiefs in the bio bubble, they were literally using one team trying to win the league. But look at the amount of injuries they suffered after that. So I think he's trying to avoid being in a similar situation like what happened with the Kaizer Chiefs. So easing in other players is obviously going to take time. They've got very good players, but I think the depth can be questioned, the deep Bloemfontein Celtic, which is understandable for a team that was in crisis not so long ago.
Speaking of team selection, we saw this past weekend Screamer Siwelele giving instructions to Happy Chelit. There's rumors going around that he's still the one coaching the team. What's your thoughts? Do you think he's picking the team, or you think Zinnbauer has not much of it? What's the story there?
Look, I think interference is a big problem in South African football. I mean, we've heard so many coaches complaining about interference from management, saying management is telling them what to do, which I believe it's unfair. I mean, we saw it at Ibaroka happening not so long ago. We saw it at a team like Black Leopards and all over the place. It's always been a big problem at the PSL. But at Orlando Pirates, it's not something new. There've always been rumors that we have time from the stands who go down to the bench and to give instructions. And I mean, we've also heard a lot of pundits and analysts saying there are people at the Orlando Pirates Abasiti scheme and doing things like that, which on Saturday we saw Muskrima Shabalala talking to Happy Jelly. We don't know if he was giving instructions or he was just talking about the game. But if you ask me what I think he was giving instructions, because after that we saw Happy Jelly going to the players, but he's the captain, he has every right to go there. But I mean, interference, Jesse, I think it's a big problem, because you'll tell Zinnbauer what you do, and then Zinnbauer loses the game, he gets sacked. Let's say, for example, you bring in Ufad, you still tell him what to do, so you haven't really fixed the problem.
And who knows what difference from the time they've been working on in training throughout the week, what if it's something different on the weekend? There's just so much going on there.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think for me, each person should have their own job. If you're a coach, coach the team, do as you please, and then you can get sacked. In a way, we know what you failed, you know. If you're a management, stick to your role and all of that. But yeah, you know what they always say, they're saying it's not interference, it's contribution, supporting the head coach. In a normal world, if you're a manager and you see Uti, someone in a position is failing in a normal corporate environment, then you intervene, you help the person, you know. But I think,
but not if they're obliged to take your instructions.
Exactly, because coaching is not really a normal job. You don't really, you shouldn't really be helping the person, right? You can guide them there and there in terms of resources and all of that, but in terms of who to play and why not, I think it should be the coach's decision.
Speaking of coaches and possibly getting sacked, we know John Maduka, a couple of cup finals now for him since his time at Bloemfontein Celtic. Josef Zinnbauer obviously been on the chopping block for some time, at least among some Orlando Pirates supporters. What will it mean if he doesn't win this MTN8?
It will mean there'll be more Zinnbauer outs flagged. I mean, already most Orlando Pirates supporters are not convinced. Some say...
Are you convinced?
Well, I am at the moment. As I said, Uti, I just need him to win the MTN8, try build that confidence, build from
just
there.
End that drought.
Yeah, end the drought, and we said that little bit of confidence from my players. Then, I mean, you can start looking to challenge for the league and all of that. So just end the drought, put it away, move that little bit of pressure, try get the team back. But yeah, we must know what he's doing with this team. But if he does lose the MTN8 final, then I'll say yellow card on him.
Just a yellow card.
I'd say yellow card. But I mean, I know...
And then see how it does in the league. And
see how it does in the league, because I still think they've got a strong chance in the league. Yes, Mamelodi Sundowns at the moment are my favourites, but they also have been guilty of dropping silly points against your TTMs and struggling Pirates United. So if you're competing with a team that's also dropping silly points, then you can somehow fancy your chances. And they've got a good squad too.
So yellow card for Zinnbauer if he doesn't win?
If he doesn't win. At the moment, no yellow card.
But what do you think? Will you be submitting your yellow card after the game, or will Orlando Pirates end that drought? Give me your prediction.
I think it's going to be a tight one. It's going to be a very, very difficult game. It's not going to be easy. I know with Celtic, as much as this season they're not in their best form coming into this game, so too are Orlando Pirates. But yeah, I think Pirates, because of the quality they have, I think they can edge this one. If you were
just edge it.
To put me in the corner, I'd say Pirates would just edge this one.
Sure. Well, that's what Banele and I think. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content. Until next week.
Sharp.
Cheers.
For more soccer betting tips and previews, get the latest copy of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood-based branch or news agent.